Hello there and welcome. It is time to talk about follow-up attacks, and I'm separating this from out of activation active abilities. So today we're just going to be looking at basically reactive or innate abilities that give a different unit a attack following somebody else doing an attack. So first off, we have our original examples, Rex and Padawan Ahsoka, and then recently we've had added Seven Scorch. General Grievous and Luminara are also early on um, units that could give out follow-up attacks after they do an attack. And we'll get into Grievous. His is innate. Luminara's is reactive, and she's kind of a special case there, so put her last for that reason. And then Riff, similar to the other ones, it's him doing the attack rather than giving out attack like Grievous. But let's get into it. So basically, we'll start with Rex's ability. I'm always first kid. So you spend a force. If this unit is not wounded, after an allied clone trooper supporting unit within 3 of this unit makes a combat action, this unit may use this ability. One character in this unit may dash, and if it does, it may make a 5 dice melee or ranged attack, targeting one of the same enemy characters within range and line of sight. Similarly, Ahsoka, with her reactability, getting ahead of yourself again snips after Allied Galactic Republic supporting unit within range 3 makes a combat action. This unit may use this ability. One character in this unit may jump, then make a 5 dice melee attack, targeting one of the same enemy characters within range and line of sight. So these are similar. She gets a jump. Hers is actually free to start, whereas Rex's costs 1. But they both require, well, you can do a move, and then they require you to attack one of the same, basically, targets from the combat action. So if it's following a supporting unit, there's generally 2 characters. They each made an attack, so Ahsoka would have to, if you are able to do the attack, it would have to be into one of the characters that was attacked by that combat action. And then similarly, Rule 17 from Seven Scorch, pretty similar. Galactic Republic unit within 3 makes combat action, dash, and then 5 dice attack. And now, why might you want to do these follow-up attacks? I mean, Ahsoka's is free. The other 2 you have to spend a force for. Well, sometimes maybe you don't quite get the kill, and so therefore you can hopefully get a few more damage through with these follow-ups. There's also movement associated with these, so you could be moving the character out of activation, and specifically with Rex, he's got early shoves. So even if you are having someone like the Republic Commandos do the attacks, or they're activating, they don't have any shoves, they can get a decent amount of damage through, but then if you position in range of Rex, then maybe in his follow-up attack, maybe he can get the shove through to get that target off the point, or he does have a decent amount of damage, 4 damage in 2 steps to maybe confirm that kill too. But what you'll notice on these 3 as well is that they have really good starting expertise. So in every case, because it's 5 dice attacks, you're probably getting 1 or 2 expertise, quite often you're just getting one. So if you get one expertise, you're actually getting two results. So from your 5 dice, you're actually adding more results, and so that's definitely something that's really good for these 5 dice attacks. Now, General Grievous has Appetite for Destruction. This is innate, and after he makes a combat action, then you choose an allied battle droid supporting character within 3, which gets the dash and 5 dice attack. Again, has to be the same enemy character within range line of sight. I didn't pull up their combat trees because it's any it's a battle droid supporting character, so you can there's lots of different options there. So that one is particularly innate, so you will want to set that up to get that follow up on Grievous's activations. Riff is similar to the others. He is getting a jump and 5 dice melee attack. Again, it's got to be the same target. And this is coming after Separatist or Scoundrel supporting units do a combat action. And this one isn't range restricted, so he can be doing that technically from across the board, but it does have to be does have to be a melee attack into one of the characters. So that's something to keep in mind. It is free to start, so that is also nice, and it does combo with his Plenty of Suffering to go around. So when he's making a melee attack, he adds a die to the attack roll for each enemy unit within 4 that has one or more wounded or injured tokens. So as you get later on in the game, he may be in range 4 of some wounded or injured units, and so those 5 dice attacks will start to be more like 7 or 8 die attacks. So getting kind of a full-on jump and full attack out of Riff there. Again, he's got that similar expertise where you're actually getting 2 results on one, and especially on Savagery, you're getting a crit out of that, which is great for these 5 dice attacks in case all of your hits are getting blocked. And on Savagery, you've got good damage in those first couple steps. On Cruelty, putting out Strain, maybe getting to the shove, so similar there. Oh, and that actually reminds me that with Ahsoka, I wanted to point out, she's getting a jump and the 5 dice attack. If she gets 2 steps down her tree, you could either get a shove with the follow-up plus a jump, or be getting a reposition. So, even starting from deployment, a jump plus a reposition is a lot of movement. It could get you to the midline. Now, of course, starting from deployment, the target may not be in range for her to actually get the attack, but something to keep in mind that these 5 dice attacks could actually lead to quite a bit of out of activation movement from these characters. Similarly with Riff, if you get to 3, you get that other jumps. That's 2 jumps for him, and stuff like that. Precise Strike from Luminara, another 1-force ability. This is after, kind of similar to Grievous, after she does a combat action, then you choose a Galactic Republic supporting unit within 3, and but this time it's not a dash and attack, it's one or the other based on if that unit's order card is in the deck or not. The interesting thing, though, there is that the 5 dice attack does not have to target the same enemy character. And also note that it's after she makes a combat action, so she doesn't necessarily have to make an attack in order to use this ability. And so that also, along with it not having to be the same target, because if she doesn't make an attack, there's no target. But she could technically do a combat action, not do an attack, and then give a 5 dice attack to a Galactic Republic supporting unit um, with a character within 3. So, so yeah, those are the units that either give out or get follow-up attacks. There's of course other ways, a bunch of active abilities that give out out of activation attacks, and when you're looking at what kind of unit you would like to be giving those attacks to, um, you definitely want to consider the expertise and what they're getting with one expertise. Are they getting crits? Are they getting multiple results? Because that's really going to help your 5 dice attacks actually get something through your opponent's defense dice. So I hope this was a helpful video with an interesting topic, and let me know in the comments what you think there, and if I missed any as well, and I'll see you in the next one.